Hey guys, this is Jim from NoBSing.us. I'm here with Jose Rodriguez, and I'm really happy to be speaking with Jose. Jose is one of the original guys to come out of the MMA scene in New Jersey. There was a small group of guys that were training like 10 years ago. The complexion of MMA back in those days was very different than it is today. So I'd like to welcome Jose. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
I'm good. Why don't you tell everyone, how is MMA different today than back in the days when you started?
It's sanctioned for one. 10 years ago when I started fighting, basically all you had to do was sign a waiver. And you really didn't know too much about the fighter you were fighting other than, his name and what weight you were fighting at.
Yeah, I was doing some research for this interview, and if you guys read the article we have online at NoBSing.us, you'll know the history of Jose and the Bama fights and everything. But I have a list here of the guys that you fought, and you fought some really, really tough guys. You fought Dan Miller, who's in the UFC, John Howard's in the UFC, Dante Rivera, who was on The Ultimate Fighter, and I understand at one time you fought Dante Rivera in Ring of Combat 7, and it was one of the most anticipated MMA events outside of the UFC at the time.
Yeah, it was actually, he has a big following, and as I do, and it was at the Rexplex Center over there on off the Turnpike, and it was a pretty good show.
Then, of course, there's the famous story with you and Steve Anschelwitz.
Yes, that was in Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun. That was pretty much of a nightmare. We fought, and in the first round, I was pretty much dominating the fight as far as position goes, and I went for a heel hook, and he was trying to get out, and he struck me 3 times, which the ref immediately stopped the fight. And I got up and I choked the ref all the way to the corner of the ring like this. And they stopped the fight. State police got involved, and riots broke out all over the crowd because they sat my group close to the Gracie group, so that didn't roll over well. And there was fights everywhere.
When Jose, we were speaking on the phone, he told me this story, and this is the first time I've actually spoken to Jose in person, but I did not get the impression he was BSing me. But just to verify things, I spoke with somebody who was there, and that's exactly the way it went down. There was this huge, I don't know if the word riot is correct, but it was a big, there was people fighting all over the place, and like Jose said, the police were involved. But I'd like to talk about your fight now. I think one of the big assets you're going to have going in, Jose, is that you're a real seasoned veteran. I know Meisner is real good, but I don't believe he's been around as many times around the block as you have. So how do you think that your experience will really help you in this fight?
Well, first, I don't take anybody lightly. I mean, if any fighter in the ring is a dangerous opponent. I'm sure Meisner trains hard for his fights, and he's going to be ready for me. But I think I have more experience just as far as how many fights I've had than him, and the level of fighters that I fought. I'm not saying that I'm his first test, but I don't think he's faced anybody like me before.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. When I was looking at your record on MMA TV, you fought everyone at any time. Definitely that group that came out of New Jersey at the time was never shy about fighting, so you're definitely bringing a wealth of experience into the fight with you. Now, this is for the M1 selection tournament?
Yes, it is.
And you were telling me before that you're not actually in a tournament, you're a super fight.
Yes, I'm a super fight. They had added me onto the show. I think they just wanted me to showcase my skills because I fought for the MFC once before, and I think it's the same owner, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I tell you, I'm not that familiar with the rest of the fighters on the card. I really haven't looked at it because I'm mostly interested with the fight with you and Meisner. I think that's going to be a really, really great fight, and definitely looking forward to it. That's on September 18th at which casino?
At Bally's in Atlantic City.
Okay, now is that going to be on pay-per-view? Will it be televised?
I know they have a film crew that's filming the show. I just don't know if they put it up or not on TV or .net. I'm not so sure.
Okay, the last thing that I'd like to ask you is, do you have any advice or words of wisdom for the young MMA fighters that are coming up through the ranks now?
Yeah, I mean, for you young guys out there, there's a good amateur program in the state. I would use that as a learning tool. Your wins and losses really doesn't matter. It's just gaining experience. and only when you're ready to step up to your professional level, you make that decision. Don't let anybody make that decision for you.
Great. You guys should listen to what Jose is saying, because there's a lot of schools popping up now, and I think a lot of times they rush the fighters into the ring before they're ready. It's been a real privilege to talk to you, Jose, because I kind of think it's on the guys from your generation or set the standard for the guys that follow. They're kind of doing it on your shoulder. So thank you very much, and good luck on your fight. Do you have any shout-outs or some plugs?
No, I just want to say that I'm at Zella's Nation MMA in Middlesex. I love my gym, so any of you guys want to cross-train, we're more than open to invite the welcome.
All right, Jose, good luck. We'll see you on the 18th.